Welcome back, and if you haven't seen the last video, I recommend you go see that right now to learn about the cards in the arena. Before we start, I wanted to make it clear that Fireball should only be used when hitting a troublesome card or when you're getting value. For example, hitting Archers and Witch. Let's get started. A Hog Rider at 4 elixir is a fast win condition. It targets buildings and will take out your tower with 10 hits. You shouldn't Fireball this card because it will still get hits on your tower. A Hunter at 4 elixir is much like a mini Pega, but it has a shotgun and less health. This card is harder to use than a mini Pega, but more versatile. Always make sure your Hunter deals the maximum amount of damage by placing it close to enemies. You can Fireball this card, but you should hit the tower or more troops. Goblins at 2 elixir spawn in pairs of 3 and are high damage low health troops. They are very fast as well. Their statistics are similar to minions, but less health and a little more damage. Don't Fireball these alone. A Goblin Barrel at 3 elixir spawns 3 goblins anywhere in the arena. For this reason, it's a win condition. Put them on your enemy tower to deal a lot of damage. You can Fireball this card alone if you don't have any other answers. Spear Goblins at 2 elixir spawn in pairs of 3 and have a little lower health than goblins and a little more health than skeletons, and about half as much damage as goblins, and are also very fast like goblins. But unlike goblins, they can shoot air. Don't Fireball these alone. And finally, a Goblin Hut at 5 elixir. This is a building that spawns spear goblins every 4.7 seconds. During 50 seconds, it slowly loses health until it depletes. The good thing about this card is that giants and Hog Riders target it. You can Fireball it, but you need to hit the tower and other cards. Always place this card here or one tile to the left, depending on what lane you're attacking. This way, giants and Hog Riders will attack it before attacking the towers. Alright, time for some strategy. Today we'll learn about counterpushing. All win conditions work better when the support cards are practically free. To understand counterpushing, you must understand pushing. A push is an attempt to deal damage to the tower. It costs a lot of elixir to push, so to make it cheaper and more effective, we counterpush instead. So what is countering? Let's say they push with a Hog Rider and you counter it with a Hunter. You have successfully countered the Hog. You took some damage, but now you have a free Hunter. Let's try doing that again, but this time we'll use a Hog Rider to counterpush with the free Hunter. I would like to mention that the Hunter isn't actually free, but it did cost us 289 damage, which is one hit from the Hog Rider. We can do the same with other cards, like a Musketeer for example. It will have a better counterpush potential, but you will take more damage. You should always try to take the least amount of damage you can, so if you can play a Hunter or a Musketeer versus a Hog, use the Hunter. The same counter-pushing concept can be done with a giant and a Goblin Barrel. We'll defend this Hog Rider with a Prince, then we'll put down our giant in front after. And an example of the Goblin Barrel, let's defend the Musketeer with a Knight. Now we'll let the Knight walk into the range of their tower and throw our Goblin Barrel. By doing this, the low health goblins will deal a bunch of damage. I wanted to say as a follow-up to my last video that archetypes are more general. In the game there are 5 archetypes: Beatdown, Control, Siege, Bait, and Split Lane. You'll learn about these throughout the series. Here I want to recommend some decks for you to use in this arena. I'll share 6 decks, each with 1 epic card in it. Number 1. Giant Beatdown. With this deck you should focus on defending while having a bit of elixir remaining, so you can save up to put the giant in front. If you have been playing really well, you can put the giant behind your king tower to try to overwhelm them. Also, you can use the giant as a meat shield to soak up damage on defense as well. Number 2. Hog Swarm. With this deck you should try always having a Goblin Hut in the arena at the spot I showed you. If the spear goblins attack to the right side, that's where you should use your Hog Rider. And of course, find ways to counterpush. Number 3. Regular Hog. With this deck you should try getting your Knight or Baby Dragon to tank for the Hog Rider on the counterpush. Number 4. Giant Prince. Your deadliest push is the Giant Prince combo, but you can only achieve this in double elixir or by counterpushing. Always be ready with the arrows in case they have skeleton army. That counts for the other decks too. Number 5. Hog Barrel. With this deck you should focus on getting damage with your Hog Rider. If they use arrows, use Goblin Barrels on their tower. Sometimes you can even get the chance to combine the two. Number 6. Giant Hunter. A lot like Giant Prince, but with a Hunter. Not as deadly, but you get to push more times, and you have the Hunter for anti-air on offense. In the next video, I'll teach you why you shouldn't try getting 3 crowns all the time. See you when you're in the bone pit.